MJF called out WWE. We also have some awful TNA news for me to share for you guys. Stay tuned for that and more. Welcome back, everybody, to Screw the Script. I'm your host, as always, here, Maverick. Thanks for joining me. Dynamite is tonight. You'll be watching this video immediately following Dynamite or at some point prior to you going to bed, or if you're across seas, early Thursday morning. Let's get right into it, starting with AEW, then TNA, and then WWE. Right up here, following the merger between Netflix and WB, Warner Brothers, AEW's rights will remain with Discovery. I pointed this out a couple of months ago when all of this broke news. I said nothing was going to happen, and guess what? I was right. It's expected that weekly shows and pay-per-views will continue streaming on hbomax through the end of their current contract, while the TV deal the company signed is tied to TNT and TBS and is set to expire at the end of 2027 if no fourth-year option is picked up, which would extend it to 2028. Once that deal is up, AEW is expected to leave HBO Max and join the upcoming Turner Sports streaming app. Not a big fan of that. However, there is a possibility that HBO Max and Turner Sports will stream AEW events at the same time. That I would like. Hopefully nothing happens after 2027 or possibly 2028 if they pick up the one-year option on their current contract. Hopefully they can just continue everything as it is. At the very least, I would rather them go to Amazon Prime and not to the new Turner Sports streaming app, which would just make all of us have to get yet another app. I don't want that. But that, again, is over a year away, minimum. By the end of 2027, 2026 just started 3 weeks ago. So we are good through at least the rest of this year and next year. Possibly 2028. AEW is going to be fine. People like that clown from New York, Raj from Wrestling Inc., Jim Cornette, Eric Bischoff, and yes, I said Bischoff, that's what I like to call him. All of those guys can shove it, because guess what? You were wrong. We got some awesome ROH news. ROH Global Wars Canada, which I think I already talked about in a previous video, is Friday, March 27th, but they extended it to a 2-day epic event at the St. Clair College in Windsor. They're doing MLP Uprising as well, is going to be there. So it's tied with ROH for Global Wars, and an MLP Uprising is the very next day, Saturday, March 28th. Both streaming live worldwide on Triller TV. I've told you before in bits and pieces on my channel that I really love Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. They're one of the smaller promotions that I really, really enjoy watching outside of things like Limitless, Pro Wrestling, GCW, things like that. This is another one, MLP. I'm going to have a hot take actually right now. Remember this. MLP is going to be bigger than TNA by the end of 2026. Reasons why I feel that way. I think that the relationship with ROH with AEW is going to go over a lot better than TNA's relationship was with WWE. And we'll get to that in a moment, why I feel that way as well, just more reasons. But I just wanted to share that I am going to be watching both of these shows. Now to quickly cover the Dynamite episode that you guys probably just finished watching. Swerve Strickland and Kevin Knight. I cannot wait for that. Kevin Knight getting his push that I wanted. Omega and Josh Alexander. You got Samoa Joe and Speedball. Death Riders versus the Don Callis family in a street fight. MJF's going to appear. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford versus the Timeless Love Bombs. FTR versus Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. Bustin' the Brain. I love these guys. Again, go watch that Limitless Pro Wrestling match between Alec Price and MJF if you haven't yet. It is really fucking good. These two are great. I hope we get to see a surprise tonight, which is the finisher for Alec Price, if you didn't know that. And then we have the Triangle of Madness as well. That is a stacked show if I've ever seen one. Again, proving WWE how to actually do a pro wrestling show. I know that even people like Triple H say that WWE is sports entertainment first, but at least give us more wrestling, because Raw had, I think, 4 matches again. This show, as it stands, has 6, and it's going to be 2 hours as usual, maybe a little bit of overtime. And honestly, knowing AEW, that's not everything. They usually give us more than what is presented. So I'm very excited. Some more news with AEW. MJF didn't hold back when taking a shot at WWE, which is what I said at the beginning of this video, criticizing the company for failing to elevate young talent despite claiming to cultivate them. He said, "Here's what saddens me. There is the big promotion that loves to talk about how much they want to cultivate their young talent, but everyone on the top of their card is not young." I 100% agree, and I've pointed this out before. He made it clear that while he respects the veterans, the spotlight needs to shift to the next generation. "As much as I love the old generation, this is our time. It's our time. I respect the elder statesmen, but this is our fucking time." He recently appeared on Limitless Pro Wrestling. It goes on to say about the Jordan Oliver stuff. But what are your thoughts on that by MJF? Let me know down below. I 100% agree with them. You saw him just call them out recently. I covered Braun Breaker even doing it like a week or two ago, and he got some heat, obviously, because he's in WWE, and he even said, "Hey, where is room for the young talent?" Maybe that was a little bit more kayfabe because he is in WWE, but certainly not with MJF, as he was not holding back and was being completely honest. This was no work, nothing like that. This was a straight up shoot on WWE, telling it like it is. Lastly, for AEW, before I get on to TNA and some WWE news, I want to point this out up here. A big event access, TJ, Saturday, March 21st, 2026. They're going to be there doing signings and everything. I'm bringing this up because we know that Anna Jay's contract is supposedly up very soon. I think this is good news. Good looking forward that Anna Jay might have made a deal with Tony Khan to stay with AEW. I would really like her to stay because the sting is still felt from having powerhouse Will Hobbs leave. I am going to really miss him, and I just wish nothing but success for him. I sure hope to God WWE doesn't fail him, but that's out of our hands. I do not want Anna Jay to also leave. She's also an AEW original in a sense, just like Will Hobbs. Yes, she could work on her in-ring skills, but they also need to give her more spotlight and more time. She's never won the AEW championship, which I think is a damn shame because I think there is room for that to happen. Maybe something happened recently with Tony Khan to pitch her to stay. Otherwise, it'd be kind of strange to have these two still going by their tag name doing a signing event end of March when I believe her contract is up early spring. Now going on to TNA news, and it is nothing but negative, essentially. Here's this report. TNA's Impact AMC debut drew only 173,000 viewers with a .04 rating in the 18 to 49 demo. This is really bad, especially since this is your debut show on a new channel, on a new station. We saw how it affected immediately Raw's numbers on Netflix. They had, I think, about 6 million almost. And then the very next week, it saw almost a 50% reduction. Even if we give TNA the benefit of the doubt and say only 25% reduction, you're still seeing a huge drop. That's going to drop below 150,000. It was such a awful fucking episode. That shit was terrible. And I guarantee you, not having AJ Styles kick it off and just having your actual roster work with the 2-hour show this Thursday, I'm going to go on a prediction right here and say that they won't even get 150,000 by next week when the numbers come out for this Thursday's episode of Impact. I mean, the only thing worse than those ratings is The Miz's entrance to elimination ratio. He's been in like 16 Royal Rumbles and he's only eliminated like 2 people. The graphics up there for more accuracy. That's like the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that is worse than those awful, awful ratings for your debut show. Not a good look on AMC, especially since AMC is available in more households, hence why they moved to AMC to begin with. They were on Access, I believe, right before that, but that wasn't in as many households in America, especially, as AMC is. And yet, they couldn't even crack 200,000 while having probably their GOAT of TNA, AJ Styles, kick off the show. He's not going to be there every week. You're going to see a significant drop, and I guarantee that. More bad stuff coming out for TNA. Daria Ray, she apparently signed a 6-month contract only with TNA. Is TNA allowing these tiny short contracts, or maybe she just wrote herself into a 6-month contract because, like her and probably many other wrestlers, there's a lot of skepticism to see if TNA can even work out on AMC without the big crutch of WWE's help with NXT. That is also not a good look. A 6-month contract is not good. But of course, you got people defending it left and right. Raj Giri, I called him out earlier, just trying to make it look better than it actually is. He said that the 18-49 rating beat Collision in that key demo, blah, 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 just spewing out of his mouth. Obviously, he didn't want to add in there the fact that a lot of people watch on HBO Max now, so that 18-49 rating, that age group, I would say majority of wrestling fans in that age group, including myself, because I'm in that age group, watch on a streaming service, not on cable. So those numbers do not count me and many, many others for Collision. But even if I gave them the benefit of the doubt, I don't see it holding that. And obviously, like I said moments ago, their numbers for their ratings are just going to drop after the premiere episode. And now on to WWE news, kind of tying off AJ Styles, which I just brought up a few minutes ago. Apparently, Gunther challenged AJ Styles to put his career on the line at the Royal Rumble this past Raw. Again, I don't watch Raw live. I kind of watch clips. So I saw this, and here we go. You know, just like John Cena, AJ Styles is probably the next one to go. I believe exactly 10 years after he debuted at Royal Rumble in 2016 will be his last match in the WWE. Gunther's just going to keep on retiring the greats in WWE. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't think Gunther deserves that kind of a rub. I think he's okay in the ring. He's unique, I guess, with his size and everything, but maybe it'll grow on me as long as they don't do as bad of a job as I did John Cena with AJ Styles. Maybe this time they have Styles win, but considering people are saying Gunther now goes by the career ender, likely we're going to see AJ Styles lose his final match. Other big news is Tommaso Ciampa publicly came out confirming that he is in fact leaving WWE in the near future when his contract expires, which I believe is just later on this year, so not too far off for him. He said, "I'd like to thank every single person who contributed to the last 10 years of this incredible journey, camera crew, ring crew, hair and makeup team, referees, creative, producers," and he goes on. "Nothing but love and respect, and I would like to remiss not to give a special thank you to my black and gold family. You will forever hold an incredibly special place in my heart." I mean, we all loved black and gold NXT days from like 2014 to 2018. Those 4 years were probably the best 4 years in modern WWE history in the last 10, 20 years. That's just my opinion. To the fans who have shown love and support over the last 2 decades, thank you from the bottom of my heart. What are your thoughts down below? Is Ciampa just straight up retiring from pro wrestling? Or do you think he has a short run in him, kind of like Bryan Danielson, where he can come over to AEW and have over a dozen dream matches? I mean, think of the possibilities. Let me know down below. That's all I had in this episode of Screw the Script. Let me know down below your thoughts on everything that I covered. The AEW stuff, the TNA news, the WWE news. Ask me anything that you would want to ask. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll actually be able to go to that show that's going to be in St. Paul. Tickets went out to sale yesterday while I was at work, and I completely spaced on it. Pretty much all of the good seats are gone, so I'm not going to be able to get front row, especially on the non-hard cam side. I might still go, but you probably won't see me on TV. I'll probably be up in the seating above the floor seats, and that's typically not shown on screen very often. I do apologize for those of you that were excited to see me on TV, but hey, I will always try again next year. They seem to come to the Twin Cities area once a year. At the very least, it's going to be a fun show. If I do go to it live, I will at least include some photos and videos in my video that I'll make that following Monday after the show. And then I am still going to wear a mask and a shirt, a customized shirt with my brand logo on it. Maybe I'll try and get some subscribers while I'm there live. And if you happen to be going to that show and you're one of my subscribers, look for me. As always, this has been Maverick with Screw the Script. Thanks for watching.